Matthijs Ligt and Noussair Mazraoui have arrived at Manchester United's training complex at Carrington for their medicals ahead of their transfers from Bayern Munich. The pair are expected to join the club today after completing their transfers, having already agreed personal terms. Ligt and Mazraoui are both undergoing medicals ahead of the switch from Bayern Munich. It represents a fantastic conclusion to weeks of negotiation with the Bundesliga giants over both players. It will represent a tremendous boost for United's defence, which has been decimated in recent times. Raphael Varane left at the end of last season, and his replacement, Noussair, fractured a metatarsal in a pre-season friendly, ruling him out until November. United turned to Ligt after talks to bring Everton's Jarrad Branthwaite to the club broke down, with the Toffees refusing to budge on their £70 million valuation. He has fallen out of favour in Munich and is seen as surplus to requirements by Vincent Kompany. Both stars played under United manager Erik ten Hag when he was head coach of Ajax, so they will be familiar with his methods and systems. With another new arrival, Joshua Zirkzee, a product of the Feyenoord youth system, the contingent of United stars who have played in the Netherlands is now vast. The trio will join Andre Onana, Lisandro Martinez, Tyrell Malacia, Christian Eriksen, Mason Mount and Anthony, and coaches Ruud van Nistelrooy, Rene Hakenjel ten Rouwelaar in having played or coached in both leagues. Ligt's transfer fee is £38.6 million plus £4.2 million in variables, whereas Mazraoui's is £12.8 million plus £4.2 million in bonuses. Both are being offered 5-year deals with 1-year optional extensions. If all goes to plan and work permits are received, both should be eligible for Friday's Premier League opener against Fulham. However, neither player has had much of a pre-season, so it would be surprising if they were deemed fit enough to play. Harry Maguire is also touch and go for Friday's Premier League opener against Fulham after picking up a knock on Saturday, while Victor Lindelof missed that game and is doubtful for the next match. This leaves Diogo Dalot, Lisandro Martinez and 36-year-old Johnny Evans as the only fit senior defenders going into the new season. United fans are therefore immediately wondering about the match fitness of the incoming pair and questioning whether they could be available for Friday's game if the deals go through in time. The fact is that both will be well short of fitness. Neither has had much of a pre-season. Ligt was in the Netherlands squad for Euro 24 but did not play a minute of the tournament. The last time he saw action was on June 6th, playing 72 minutes for the Dutch against Canada. Mazraoui also has had limited game time. He played 24 minutes from the bench in a friendly against Girona on July 24th and 22 minutes against Spurs on 3rd August. Both were unused subs against Spurs this Saturday. United will no doubt arrange a behind-closed-doors friendly between now and Friday to get some minutes in both players' legs, but in truth it seems unlikely either will be deemed able to start the game. This leaves manager Erik ten Hag sweating on the fitness of Maguire, Lindelof and Shaw, with the new boys ideally coming on for 30 minutes or so in the second half. Mazraoui, 26, is perhaps the more likely to start against the Cottagers as United struggle to find any fit fullbacks for the match. Luke Shaw missed the Community Shield with injury. Tyrell Malacia is still 2 months away from being match ready, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka is in London completing his own medical ahead of a move to West Ham. If Shaw is not fit, Mazraoui may be pushed into immediate action at right back, with Diogo Dalot moving over to the left. Now, talking about Ligt, he thrived under ten Hag. Could he do so again at Manchester United? Back in 2019, Erik ten Hag said this: "I do not know if Matthijs Ligt has shown 60 to 80% of his potential, but we are talking about one of the best defenders in Europe, and I have no doubt that he will soon be number one in this position." Ligt was 19 at the time and ten Hag's captain at Ajax on their run to the brink of the Champions League final. He had been 17 when becoming the youngest player to feature in a Europa League final and departed, still a teenager, having made 100 senior appearances. There was little doubt that he was bound for more glory at Juventus and beyond. Ten Hag, speaking more broadly about young Ajax players, name-checked Ligt as one of those who have a certain invincible feeling about them. He was a sure thing. But the player now being pursued by Manchester United is at a slightly different stage of his career. His time in Juventus was no more than a qualified success. At Bayern Munich, his form dipped due to injuries, resulting in him losing his place in the side for both club and country. And yet, there is optimism. At 24, there is still time for him to come again. Ligt retains the fundamentals. There is a belief that if his old coach becomes his new one, the best years could yet be ahead of him. Ten Hag could help to rediscover his potential, and that potential remains vast. What next for Man United? As always, with 2 deals close to being done, the focus will turn to the next man up at the club. A defensive midfielder is next on the agenda, with backup options for prime target Manuel Ugarte discussed. But first, they need to sell, and Victor Lindelof is at the top of that list. Sander Berge and Sofiane Amrabat are among the options if Ugarte proves to be too expensive. It's looking good for Manchester United, and hopes are high for a much better season. Do you think United need more signings? Who should be next? Share your choices in the comments below and stay tuned for more intriguing experience. See you in the next one.